Welcome to Dungeon Class. I'm Gonzo. I'm here with Logan and Mark. And today we're doing another one of our series of our challenge videos where we actually challenge each other in creating an adventure with random items. Now, these items aren't just random. I actually picked these out at a large garage sale this winter. And I tried hard to pick things that would be difficult for Mark and Logan to actually create an adventure with. We do have a little bit of a few rules for this game, as you guys are both well aware, and I know they're sitting here like WWF, ready to knock each other out. So I'm trying to be the referee in the middle and not get hurt. So one of our rules is they get 20 points for each item that they're able to use in the 2 minutes that they have, is the second rule of creating an adventure. And what we like to do is make sure that they try to use these items randomly in a way where they create some kind of a character, maybe a backstory for that character. They can even use some of these items for a name of some kind, a big bad or an issue that they're dealing with, as well as maybe a magic item or two. You never know. So we try to pick fun things. These are fun, and it's a good exercise for each of us to use those mental abilities of thinking on the fly. Because as all of you know, as a dungeon master especially, you have to quickly change gears. And the best way to do that is to practice doing it in a quick environment. So that's why we actually do this. We hope you have a lot of fun. And we're going to get right to it. First item up for you guys to use is, I'll show you here. I'll get the biggest one out first.
What the?
And this is a large bag of plastic yellow ducks.
Bunch of baby ducks.
Bunch of baby ducks. I'll put that right here. So get your brains thinking. The next item here is, all of you are probably well aware of this by now, is a heat temperature gauge.
Temperature gun.
Okay. Temperature gun. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm not even sure. Oh, okay. I'll show each of you guys. Mm-hmm. This is a like an angel, maybe a Christmas ornament or something. So we'll see.
Okay.
That over there for you, Logan, to look at. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, this is a classic. It's a hand made into a necklace.
Yeah.
So it's useful.
Okay.
Okay. All right. A little hand. It's pretty neat too. I mean, it's malleable. What else we have here? Oh, now this is a personal favorite of mine. Billy Joel, An Innocent Man. Little record, one song on it. It's actually got 2 songs on it.
Oh.
Live, yeah. Billy Joel, An Innocent Man. So there's a 45 for you, and I think there's one more thing. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
What?
Okay, I'll show you this. This could be very terrifying. But it's an ornament, maybe, of somebody with a large fork.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So we're going to start, before you guys think you already have your ideas, we're going to start the timer right now. You have 2 minutes to come up with an adventure, come up with a hero, come up with a bad guy. Let me put these out here so you guys can all see them best you can. Show you that. That's really cool. So in these, again, we've done several of these, and we really enjoy doing them. And the reason is it lets you be creative. And anytime you're able to be creative, it's a lot of fun. So one of the things that I enjoy is taking things like this and figuring out how I can use it in a story that I could come up with off the top of my head. And sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I name it so I can see it in my head. But a lot of times, one of the things that you can do as an exercise is just grab some random things around your house and come up with a quick adventure. Come up with something. By the way, guys, you only have a minute left, so I hope, just no pressure. So, but just grab a few random things and try to do this. Do this at home. Come up with an adventure. Maybe just come up with a backstory for a player by using these random different items that you gather. And now we're trying to be funny, so we try to grab things that aren't very easy to make a fantasy-themed backstory or adventure out of. But when you're a professional dungeon master, as most of you probably are at this point, or you're a player and you're trying to come up with a great idea for your player's backstory, it isn't very hard. It's just something you have to practice a couple times. So I'm going to quit talking as you guys only have about 23 seconds left. And basically, we'll see what they come up with. What we're going to do at the end of the video is ask your opinion on this as well. So stay tuned. And 10 seconds. This is going to be amazing. And the pressure's coming from Mark. The pressure's coming. And here we go. Time's up. 0 seconds. Pencils down.
Okay.
All right, Mark, you were done ahead of time, so
Yeah.
So that's good. So let us hear. For one, I'm wondering how close your adventures are to each other, but we'll see. Let us hear, Mark, your adventure.
Okay.
What you created out of this.
The angel of gardening has asked you to retrieve a magical item, the bag of ducks. Be careful with that bag of ducks. It's a magical item. It's used to boost harvesting, and he's asked you to get that. What you're up against, though, is what's stopping you is something called the fork elf. The fork elf is actually, he looks all cute and all, but he's actually a demon. And he uses his frost ray gun that he has that it looks like it takes temperature and all that, but actually it blows ice and all that. He'll fight you with that. But he does the angel of gardening does give you a talisman though, and that is the hand necklace, which will help act as a protector against that freeze ray when you go to fight him. One of the worst things that you have to really battle against, and this is something they have to be prepared for, is that the demon is actually kind of a bard demon, and he does have this song that he sings this song. It's the song of Bele Joal, and in that it's this screeching rendition where it talks about how innocent he was. He picked this up when he was down in hell. And he found this guy that was trapped in there, Bele Joal, and he would scream on and sing about how innocent he was and he should be released. And so he sings that, and it just messes with your head. It's really torments your soul. So that is all the items.
60 points right there. You've used every item. That's really neat, and I like that you had a little backstory for the big bad guy in your story. So that's good. All right. That's pretty cool. We'll see how close Logan's is to yours or if it's completely different. I was curious on
different.
Pretty different? Okay. Well, let's go with it, Logan.
So Mark, as Mark normally does, went down a lot of like angels and demons kind of route. He's a very big fan of the whole demonic and devilish side of things. Mine's a little different. It actually takes place with a bunch of pixies. Your party of adventurers is called in to help to weigh in as an impartial jury, or maybe as investigators, to figure out the verdict of a trial that's happening in this little town of Pixies. This is, I gave my adventure a name, by the way.
What would that be?
Tiny Trial by Fire.
Oh, okay.
So,
Tiny Trial by Fire.
So these pixies are all very smart. They're a bunch of little tiny people.
Little, teeny, tiny, itty, bitty, weeny.
They all live in this little tiny village where they have this giant, well, giant to them, it's about probably like a foot tall, but it's this little holy statue. So the statue of their god or their religious figure or whatever. And they all love this item. They all really respect it and revere it, but someone has desecrated this holy relic.
Who would do that?
Well, that's the trial. Someone's been framed. A poor tiny pixie who is also a chef. So, tiny chef.
Hence his fork.
He owns a small little restaurant on the side of town, but he's been accused of burning down this statue with the rod of temperatures, which is this little magical staff that can either raise or lower something's temperature. So he can maybe cast like a cone of cold or fireball or something from that. But the statue's been burned to the ground, and they trace the magic back to this staff. The staff, of course, was found in the back of this poor little Pixie's restaurant, and he claims to be
an innocent man. He claims that.
So that's the trial. Lots of problems, but as these adventurers will come to find out, is that, well, number one, this guy really doesn't want to be found guilty, because the punishment, of course, is getting your hands chopped off.
Oh man.
Classic form of of dealing out punishments of crimes, of getting your hands chopped off and hung up in the town square.
Oh.
And as a chef, you can't cook very well without hands.
No.
At least in this case. Maybe not for everyone, but for him, that'd be bad.
Different comment.
But if these adventurers were to roll some good insight checks, maybe interview some people and find out what's really going on, it would seem that the duckling farmer of the town, Old Man Quackers, is the one that framed this poor tiny chef. And he actually was jealous of the success of the restaurant, where his homemade omelets used to be all the rage, and he'd sell them out of a little cart, but he's been going out of business. So of course he wanted to do something to frame his competition.
Yeah.
And there you have the tiny trial by fire.
I've seen Food Network. They get pretty competitive there.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there we these are great. We have 2 adventures created within 2 minutes out of 6 different items. And it's not as easy as that unless you're used to doing this on the fly, but I'm telling you, as a dungeon master or as a player, this is one of the mental skills that you can actually work on. And so we encourage you guys to have fun with this kind of thing. And most importantly, let us know in the comments below, since they both scored 60 points, let us know whose adventure you would like to play in better. Maybe the one that you thought was more interesting for you. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with others. And I think we had a lot of fun, so I hope you have fun doing this at home as well. And with that, class dismissed.